So, part two of the video, guys. The points I wanted to stress out that I think it has been made. So, back to what I was talking about, guys. Now, I managed to switch from this. It's been a bit difficult for me. I've been mixing my own feeds, and it's been a bit difficult for the past 1 month because the place where the actually is a miller where I collect the materials, they are not milling that much at this particular point. So I'll have to look for alternatives to get those materials that I use to get the maize brand for me to actually mix those feeds. So it has been a bit stressful for the past 1 month, and I have had to make a choice, guys, switch between mixing feeds and actually going commercial, guys, which means I'm buying commercial feeds. So I'm at that point here. So I've been buying commercial feeds for the past 1 month, and the results are good. They're actually good. They're actually very good. I'm getting the highest percentage possible. Most of the time you'll find that mixing feeds, guys, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of planning. You need the materials ready. If one of them is missing, you're actually going to miss out. You're actually going to either miss mixing the feeds, or you have to get it far away, and that increases the cost of actually production. Now, if you have to get the raw materials far away from you guys, it is actually increasing the cost of production, guys. The cost of those feeds is going high, therefore it is you who has to pay for that cost. Now, the alternative will be three. Now, apart from mixing your own feeds, the alternative would be what I've just mentioned, to buy your own feeds. Buying feeds, now it's a bit, I understand that it's a bit expensive, and buying feeds is a bit expensive. The ones I'm using here are from the company called well, I won't mention it, maybe unless they pay me for that purpose, just to promote their brand. But it is doing very well. Now the problem comes when you are buying feeds. The problem comes with the genuineness of the feeds, guys. Now, because at this point there are a lot of people cropping up, a lot of companies are cropping up, saying that they are producing feeds, they are mixing feeds, they have the best feeds in the market. So how do you navigate between those guys? Now, you'll find that most of the new companies that are coming up, they're actually new to the game, and they haven't done much of that research, guys, because these guys are just in for the money. They're in for the money. Anybody's just in for the money, the quick money, because they've heard that mixing feeds, making feeds is it's a lucrative business. People are making millions out there, and you jump into it. You jump into that wagon, guys, and you move with it. You mix feeds, you get some raw materials, since you know what is actually needed, but what you don't know that it's actually what percentage is supposed to be met in those areas. You jump into that wagon, you get into that business, you mix some feeds, and then you throw it to the market. You hoping that people will buy. Now, the problem with that is that you don't know actually what percentage of those feeds do you need, what percentage of, let's say, lime do you need, what percentage of maize jam do you need, what percentage of maize do you need, because you haven't done much of your research. You jumped into that business because you heard that it's a lucrative business and people are making millions from it. So that is the problem with the new companies, guys. It's hard to trust them. That's the point. It's hard to trust them because you don't know how much research they've done. The companies that are already, the known companies, I believe they've done much of their research. That is why when you give your feeds, those feeds, the chickens are able to grow faster. They're able to mature faster. They're able to lay more. They're more productive. You see. But the new companies, if you want to try out, guys, go ahead, try out. Try out the new feeds that are coming up in the market, and you can tell me in the comment sections, do you see the difference? Do you see an improvement? What do you notice from feeding those the new feeds that are in the market? Now, that is alternative number 2. Now, alternative number 3 will actually, for me it's actually to use concentrates, which is again actually mixing feeds, guys. But the good thing is that the concentrates are actually the protein sources of the feeds. They are readily available. They have been mixed. They have been all the major ingredients that are needed are already there. They've already been added there. The amino acids, the important amino acids that you need, they're already there. They've been added in the right ratio. So for you, just add maize bran, get the maize bran, get a bit of a maize, whole maize, that is broken maize, and then maybe lime in that case. I believe those are the 3 ingredients you need for that particular purpose. Now, once you get those 2 or 3, You just have to mix them in the correct ratio that you have been instructed to. Now, that is alternative 3 for me. But the problem with that, guys, my location doesn't favor me at all. It doesn't favor me. I'm in a place which is very far away. It's very far away from most markets. Now, not the local markets. The local markets are very clear. Now, I'm very far away. I'm like 50 kilometers away from a city. So that is a long distance. That is Kisumu, and that's the only place I can get concentrates at this particular time. So that is the problem. I tried Luanda, I tried Chapakali, I tried, the next one maybe could be Kakamega, but that is still very far away. You see, you have to factor in the transport costs of those materials, which actually increases the cost of those, concentrates. Let's say you get 4 bags from that particular place. Now, transporting that costs a lot of money to actually get to the farm. You see, you have to move from here to there, get this vehicle. It's a lot of work, guys. It's a bit stressful, and you just don't want something that is stressful, guys, in this business. When you're starting out, you don't want to increase the stress levels at this particular time. You want something smooth, something that you can work with, and it is actually very productive. So now that's alternative number 3 is actually out for me. It's a no for me at this particular time. Now maybe in future when I get my own means of transport, I can able to go to those go to Kisumu, fetch some material there, and then get it back here quickly as possible. Although it will increase the cost, but it won't be that stressful, and it won't be a lot in terms of transport, guys. So those are the 3 alternatives. Depending on where you are, maybe if you are near the city, the concentrates will favor you. Maybe if you are near the place where they actually do farming, for instance, me here, I can also be able to mix my own feeds. I can be able to fetch soya, I can be able to fetch whole maize bran easily, and actually mix all those feeds, guys. It's easy for me at this particular time. Now, the alternative number 3 is actually because of buying your own feeds is due to, that is when you have come to a conclusion that with the feeds you are mixing are not giving you the percentage that you expect. Maybe you expect a 96%, you expect a 98%, but maybe the feeds you are mixing, they're giving you maybe 8 to 90 or 87 to 90%. You see, something like that. So if you upgrade from that to the commercial feeds, and then they give you that percentage that you need, and then you are good to go. You see, that will be your alternative. Now, just make sure that when you are going for that alternative, it is actually making a profitable sense, guys. The business still remains profitable, guys. That is the key here. That is the key. So that's it for that video, guys. Those 3 alternatives to feeds, guys. Keep subscribing to the channel, and hit that share button, like, and subscribe. Yeah, I think in the background you can see my kale still doing very well.